I'm gonna start a mini food forest, but it's gonna be more of a citrusy type of food forest. And the reason why is because when we got those freezes and those snows the last few years, I noticed something amazing, that I actually had left out a citrus tree over here, and all of my citrus trees that took damage and really reacted bad to the cold weather, every citrus tree or that one, and at least now I got 4, so they've never even showed any signs of the weather kind of affecting them. This is something that's amazing to see. This is without a canopy. We don't have any trees overhead. If you look over here, this was a lemon tree. After 24 degrees, it turned into that. So I'll show you a close-up of that. Next, we have a little bit more work. These are lemon trees as well, but if you can see, I'll bring you in a little bit closer where you can watch how they don't look as bad. Matter of fact, they look pretty good. But it took a lot of work to get those citrus trees wrapped up, just to get ready for to embrace those 20-degree temperatures and that frost and that ice and all of that. So that's how citrus kind of reacts outside of the canopy, especially in my region, where you get those nights during the winter where it does dip pretty low into the 20s, sometimes into the teens. So by having this canopy, I'll show you what I've been able to do by keeping my citrus trees just like this, not at all, not using any wrap, anything, and they've actually been doing pretty good. So let's go check that out. So let me show you how the canopy layer has actually been reacting with the citrus. To me, it's doing well. It does drop leaves, it just doesn't drop all of its leaves. If you can look here, we're in December, and let me see if I can get you close enough. You see that? How bright this little tip is? I'm actually starting to get new growth on these from being under here. If it was out in the elements, I would have to have it wrapped how you saw those other ones. Hold on, let me get it right. All right, better. If it was out in the elements, I would actually have to have this wrapped like you saw those other ones. When we got that 24-degree temperature, this thing would have suffered greatly. Now I do have some branches that actually just die off, but I'm not seeing anything crazy. And this was actually because I didn't have it watered. So I've been putting these watering bags, because like I said, I never come over here much. So what I did was I used the watering bags to help me water this area. And what these do is they hold water for maybe 3 to 5 days, and they have these little small holes that gives it a little small drip that keeps it growing when I forget about them, because the canopy layer does stop a lot of the rain from reaching the floor area. So I'm working on that. Might have to still put in a little irrigation. When I get the ground better, wood chips and a little bit more spongier, I guess amendments, then I won't have that problem with conserving water. So I'm gonna show you another citrus tree. So the last one was a grapefruit. This one here is actually a Meyer lemon. You can see I bought this one 9/18, just like the last one. So it's only been a year in the ground. I think not even a year. I planted this spring. But if you can see, compared to the citrus that you saw up front, how they're performing, just because of that little bit of canopy, that little bit of overstory, that when the frost comes, it stops it up there, and it stops the frost from getting to these leaves. And these are young. I mean, what, a year old, maybe 2-3 year old trees. But look how they're performing. Look at the greenish. That's what I was looking at. And I was just like, I was amazed. I was like, okay, I know I want to put the citrus because I'm tired of wrapping these trees year after year after year. And I was willing to lose a tree or two to see if this actually works. And what I'm seeing is that it actually does work. And this is the proof right here. We've had 24-degree temperatures already. I didn't wrap it, I didn't cover it, I did water them. and look how green the leaves are. So that's the in-ground one. Let me show you this one that's actually in a container. So this is where it actually all started with me thinking about making this into a little food forest. It started with this tree right here. This was the tree I was willing, I loved it. It's a red navel. These things are so sweet. They had one on there last year, and I loved it so much I was willing to lose it because I was like, I want that tree. I love that tree. If it dies, I'm gonna buy another one. But I have to know, can this tree make it without me doing anything to it, without me helping it? So if you look right here, I don't know if you can see it. I'll probably give you a close-up shot. But right here, we got new growth. If you look on the camera, you can see that the brightest little green part. That's new growth. So it's putting on new growth. This is one that what I used to do when the cold was coming, I would put my trees that I didn't have time to get inside, I would put them under here, throw a blanket over them, and just wish for the best. But last year I was able to take all of my trees inside. If you watch some of those videos where I had a room full of trees, this was the one tree that I left out to see would it survive. And once again, I've lost because of not watering. I've gotten some brownage. Some of these limbs are actually breaking off. But for the most part, look at how green. Look at how green this is as compared to the other trees that I have that are not inside the canopy layer. See that? This all happened during the summertime when I would be watering, and I would finally think about, oh my gosh, I got those trees under there. And I'll have to run over here and try to give it some water. But look how it's performing in December. Look at that. This is all new growth coming on almost in the middle of December. So that's what made me decide to start with this video. As far as site selection is very important. Understanding your trees, understanding what you want to do. As far as if I would start over here, where all my trees over here actually lose their leaves, it wouldn't give it the same effect as this tree here that actually holds its leaves. So that's important. That gotta be one of the most important things that you can do if you're starting a food forest. When is the best time to start it? I would say the best time is fall, because you got so much leaves and so much organic material that you can put into the area. I gotta clean out my chicken cage, so I'll bring a lot of that over here and just start throwing it and dumping it here. So that should give me a lot of that organic material. Part 2 is gonna be after I clean all this out. So I've selected the site. I'm gonna clean that out because I do wanna grow something edible there and not just bushes. So I'm gonna actually get a chainsaw, start sawing some of that out. But for the most part, I'll probably add in a few more good citrus trees, and then I'll start trying to see what else can make it. I got an avocado tree that I've been growing, and I've been leaving it outside on the carport during these cold days, and it's not dying on me. So that may be one that can survive under this canopy. I might give it a try next year. That one was grown from seed, so I really don't want to lose it. That's the last one I have. But somebody has to sacrifice to understand this stuff, to get the knowledge to be able to pass on. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So I hope y'all follow me. This is part 1. This is site selection. Not no huge food forest. I'm not going crazy with it, but I'm gonna call this, because I got a lot of other stuff going on around here, but I'm gonna call this the mini food forest. I think it's gonna be something the kids are gonna like and enjoy, where I can just cram a lot of stuff in and just see what it does. So thank y'all for watching, and as always, grow, grow, grow. Peace. We out.